my lovely air signs, and welcome to the Aquarius Astrology SpellCheck. So I have been really trying to get these months readings out. They're a little bit later than planned, and yeah, I hope you enjoy them, and I hope August so far has been a really good month for you. I have spoken about this idea of this manifestation for this month, and it started with the Lionsgate portal on the 8th of the 8th, and we are really talking about opening ourselves up to these new energies as we start moving through the year, and really kind of coming out of this biggest 2022 energy. And this energy has been very releasing for a lot of us. And when I say releasing, sometimes that can be like really tough energies, big energies that we're dealing with in our lives. And it feels like this year probably was a very significant year for us all in many, many ways. Okay, so let's get on with the energy. And this reading, as I say, will kind of go through into early September actually, because I want you to take this the next 4 weeks from when you see this reading is really what this is aimed at for you. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe the content that I'm putting out on the channel. It really does help me to get these readings out, so then they get more hits and they get more profile exposure, and then more people can get these free readings. Check out my website, the details will be below. And yeah, I do personal readings as well, and I sell spell kits. I do adult spell kits and children's spell kits. That might be something you might be interested in. Okay, so let's get on with your reading. I'm going to first start off by using some Rider-Waite Tarot and picking a few cards for our energies for the next few weeks. Just trying to pick up, as an intuitive reader, on what's most important for you, what those themes are going to be in the next few weeks. Okay. Right. The first card we have here is the Four of Cups. And this is really talking to us, Aquarius, about things that are showing up that perhaps we are not aware of or not open to at this time. In the next few weeks, I really want you to just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for potential growth in terms of our heart space. What's being offered to us, what we are attracting, and just understanding that sometimes there are lots more things open for us to experience or to learn from them than we might be willing to let into our lives. What is going on in your life at the moment, Aquarius, that you're not seeing, you're not aware of? And it's often these energies beneath the surface that we're not aware of that are the most telling. For one of you, or for several collective group of you, Aquarius, there's something that you have chosen to either ignore or hasn't quite revealed itself yet. You really need to be keeping an eye open for what the universe wants to show you. In this card, this person is being gifted this idea of love by someone or something or some new experience. And perhaps there's a level of being stubborn and not wanting to see. There are potentially these three energies that might be past energies that you perhaps are holding on to, or dwelling on, or choosing to keep close to you when they might not be for your best, highest good. They might not be there giving you all of those resources that perhaps you need right now. They might just be something that you've done for a very long time and you've got very comfortable in or very used to. Or maybe this isn't 3 items or people or places or situations, or maybe this is 3 months, maybe this is 3 years, maybe this is hanging on for dear life to something that perhaps is not serving you at this time. So it's really about making time or making way to allow something. This person here, you can see they're really contemplating something. They're really weighing something up. And perhaps they've spent a long time thinking about this person or this situation or this dilemma. And yeah, it may have been causing you, to hold on or to be stuck, to be in this energy of holding on to something that your heart feels, deep down maybe isn't working out or isn't bringing you this joy that you seek in your life. We then have another 4. So 4s feel like they're going to be really important for you. 4s are literally about this need to rebuild, feel really good about our stability. And, on a really simplistic form, feeling safe. The Emperor is quite a strong character, actually. There's somebody, you see, this is depicted to this older energy of this long beard. And in these cards, that's really about wisdom, and that's really about life experience and what you've come across to get to this stage, and or how important those experiences, those memories have been. When we're in our most positive state, we're able to take this as a learning curve, and this really seeks to build us, strengthen our resolve, and help us to really have all this experience that we need in order to make decisions going forward that are based on knowledge rather than us just randomly trying stuff or just randomly going through life. This is a person or an energy that, this is Aries, by the way, as well, if this is somebody specifically within your life or within your, your home or existence. And this person really wants to come forward, lead, guide the way, and be a force to be reckoned with. If this isn't you, or this isn't how you've been feeling, then we are really trying to find this character within ourselves and bring it to the surface. Let's feel that we've got our shit together. It's that kind of energy. And this person sits really comfortably and balanced, very, very balanced, very knowledgeable, very strong, courageous, doesn't make decisions half-assed. They weigh things up and, they know themselves to such a degree that they're able to know what's right for them and what isn't. The next coming weeks, it's really asking you to be this emperor for yourself. This is making the right decisions, the right choices, feeling empowered, feeling very strong about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. Next to it, we have this Magician card in the opposite position. And this is kind of not in conflict with the Emperor, but this is somebody in the reverse that doesn't feel like they quite have all the information or all the power right now in order to feel that they've got this. If this is you, don't worry. Don't worry that you're not quite in your magician power. You're not feeling like you're creating the right environments for yourself, or attracting the right people and the right places. Don't worry if that's the case, because we're in this time of manifestation. I talked about this portal opening really wants your inner sort of Leo, your inner lion, to ferociously make the right choices for you in your life. And this magician is just perhaps trying to find their power. And this is probably a really good time in order for you to find your power. I spoke about this year that we're in, 2022, which is the year of the tiger. Depending on what animal you are, if you go onto my website, there's an article at the minute that I wrote at the start of the year, and it follows the journey, and there's a chart on there which tells you what animal you are, and it will tell you where you are in relation to what's going on, basically, what you need to be really aware of in this month of August. Okay, pull a couple of Island Wellness cards so we can focus. Okay, we have the dragonfly. One of my earth signs had this dragonfly, and it's this lighting the way, understanding the self, having the ability to attract the resources that you need right now in order to move forward. It's asking you to be light-hearted and to accept, life's lessons and life's journeys, and to know to learn from them. It's about things coming out in the open, things coming to light, you adapting, making the changes that you need to change, and really healing from it. There's a really time of healing coming up for you. This year, I think, has been about you. One minute you think you know what you're doing, the next minute you don't. It's this evolving, it's this feeling that you are growing into maybe somebody new, or maybe life is asking you to go through new doors. And then, as I say this, we have this key on the ring. I've really been getting this synchronistic message across the whole collective at the moment, which is us finding the key to the door, finding our way, sifting through the things that are not helping us, and then ruling them out. So understanding that, okay, that key didn't fit that door. It's not a waste of my time that I even tried all those keys, because I needed to, in order to know myself better, and in order to know what was going to unlock my energy, so that I can start feeling that things are opening up for me. For some of you, I think you may have been experiencing addictive behaviour. And that could be people attracting people with addictions towards you. This could be codependent, obsessive relationships or connections. Maybe you in the past have been attracting very controlling people. And in order to do that, you've had to kind of learn a few lessons about restraint, about what you need to have less of in your life in order to thrive. And thriving is what we are aiming to do, Aquarius. It's so important, that we have this feeling that we are thriving in some way. Because, we were put on this experience in this lifetime to be full of joy and to thrive. I then have this card of engagement. For those of you that are being drawn to engage in something, this card is saying go for it. This might be quite literal for those of you. You may have been engaged, or you may be just about to get married this year. And it's saying really understand the commitment, understand why this person has been brought into your life. And, sometimes that fills us with, sometimes we're not in the happiest place we could be, and some of us want this commitment and we feel that we need this commitment. But the biggest commitment that Spirit want you to know at this time is to yourself and to the understanding of yourself. Okay, so partnerships and commitment, this idea of eternity and This can be twin flame unions, soulmate connections. This can be all manner of these types of things. Something is being drawn to you, or something has been drawn to you. It's very much been about a lesson that you were supposed to go through and experience. And if that isn't the case, then that's what's coming up for you. Commitments. Committing to self, committing to new projects, committing to creating better environments, feeling better about your home life, about your work life, but really going out there and putting yourself out there. So I've just pulled one of my handwritten affirmations, and it says, I am bold and courageous. So you need to be bold and courageous in this next month, Aquarius. And perhaps you've not felt that that's been the case, but you know, we did have this Emperor card, and gosh, goodness me, if any card on the tarot is bold and courageous, it would be this fella. And it's really asking for you to believe, and for you to invest in yourself, Aquarius. Okay, dear angels, can you please give Aquarius some guidance and show them the new path, show them the way that they need to go in order to really feel powerful about themselves and their life. I'm going to end on these angel cards as well, Aquarius. So I really want you to ponder on this and think about it. And those of you that speak to your angels or are aware of the presence of your angels, and they're asking you to take some quiet time, take some time to think about all these sorts of energies moving forward. Okay, so we have this angel of reward. You have somebody in your spirit team or around you energetically that believes that you should be rewarded for some of the work you have been doing. Believes that you are a good person, that you deserve this love, you deserve connection, you deserve to find all the answers that you need at this time in order to move forward. For some, you've been very stuck and very unaware as to what's happening and why it's happening. You then have this card, the Angel of Adventure. For some of you, you need to bring some more excitement into your life. You need to allow yourself to have fun. And then we have this Angel of Kindness. It's really asking you to speak much nicer, much softly to yourself and to others. We've got quite a lot of green and quite a lot of purple in these cards. The purple for me is very symbolic of your intuition and your third eye. It's asking you to open up. Show some more awareness. Look around you. See who's in your life. Work out the ones that are in your life and what's working and what isn't working. Show kindness, but ultimately this kindness is within. Speak nicely to yourself. Tell yourself that if you're in a state of bewilderment, then that's okay, because that will only last a certain amount of time, and you will come out of this and you will feel like you're attracting this more serene energy, this calmer period in your life, which I feel like you've really, really needed to feel calm. Perhaps you've been a little bit stressed, a little bit unaware as to, you know, what you're doing here, what this is all about. Why am I experiencing the things I'm experiencing? Why do I feel like certain things seem to be on a loop and keep playing the same thing over and over again? The biggest message within this element of being kind and going out and enjoying life and trying to have more fun is that they want you to be brave. Okay, Aquarius, have an amazing month and, you know, bring all that power out. It's time to reveal who you really are to the world. Take care and speak to you soon. Welcome to my Gemini babies, to my gorgeous twins, both sides of you. So welcome to August SpellCheck section, which is all about your astrology. I hope you checked out the collective messages that I put out a few days ago, and yeah, I hope you can like, share and subscribe to some of the content I'm putting out there. And it's a little bit late, apologies for that. I've been telling all the groups that things have been a bit busy this month for me, to be honest with you. So, but, you know, the messages find their way out at the right times. I do believe that. So I hope you've stumbled across this reading at just the right time for you, Gemini. Let us start with your reading. Just give you a quick, I'm going to use some Rider-Waite Tarot, and we're going to use these Oracle cards here. And I'm going to be working with angels for you today just to get those clear messages out. I'm going to also be using some of these affirmation cards that are my own handwritten affirmation cards that I like to use. We might be able to build up a bit of a story using those, but I really want you to use those as affirmations as well. Okie dokie. Right, tarot then. Are you feeling energetic, Gemini? Are you living your life to the full? Are you open to living your life to the full? Some of you will be very aware of what this means, and some of you will be resting on your laurels a little. So that might be, you might be in autopilot, kind of just feeling like you're getting through things at the moment. You know, our aim is to really enjoy life and thrive, not to just make it through. So I'm going to be looking at what messages I can give you in order for you to really think on that and to be a little bit more self-aware. Okay, so we have wonderful energies. We have the Death card, but this is in reverse. So this Death card, one of my favourite cards on the deck, card of Scorpio, and in reverse there's something that perhaps you're not willing to change. Maybe not at this time anyway. It's as if you are holding on to perhaps something right now, and you know, there'll be a reason why you're holding on to it. There's a reason for everything that we do. But sometimes transformation is not a choice, and we may feel within our life that if we keep things small, we can be fully in control of them, perhaps, or we can understand, you know, what we have. We can understand how to relate to those things in our lives if we keep them simple, right? If we keep them within our view. However, life doesn't work like that, does it? You know, life is always evolving, it's always changing, it's growing, we're growing. And sometimes how we are changing and how we are growing and how the speed in which life is coming, you know, synchronistically falling out within what we do, then this has a big impact on us. So if life's moving really fast and we're moving really slow, how do we keep up? Or vice versa. I really want you to know, Gemini, at this time that you need to let go. You need to let go of everything you think you've known in order to make way for new. Something wants to come into your life, wants to change, wants to grow, and it feels like it's not that you don't want it to. This is the key. You kind of do. In fact, it's the things that you want most, but you are somehow saying, well, slow down. I need to I need to be able to move along, you know, at the same pace with whatever these themes are in my life, and perhaps I'm just not keeping up right now. Perhaps I don't know how to keep up right now, and that's part of the journey, Gemini, is you sussing out the tempo of life, the tempo of your life, the tempo of other people's lives that you share. Then we have this Six of Cups. For me, sometimes this is this soulmate or past, past life energy. Perhaps this is somebody in your life, because it is cups, it can be water energy, so it can be Pisces, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer even. I couldn't quite get Cancer out then, so maybe Cancer is a sign that is of some relevance to you. Perhaps one of you, either your partnerships or somebody very close to you, has Cancer somewhere in their chart. This water energy is this deep love, and this, our emotions run very deep under the surface, and we sometimes can control that, and we sometimes understand that fully, and other times we do not. Other times emotions run away from us or feel, much bigger than our capacity at that time. And perhaps something feels really big to you at the moment, and it's something that you kind of want to dive into, but you don't quite know how to at this time. But that's okay, it's a learning curve. The coming months feel like something is going to be growing, something feels fertile. Your awareness of someone or something is becoming more than. At the same time, it's like these new experiences, Gemini, but these new experiences, it's like you've done them before. This is this past life energy. It's like deja vu. It's like, I know this is good for me because it feels familiar, but I just don't have the script yet. I just don't know my lines quite yet, but that's coming for you. Then we have this Knight of Pentacles. This Knight of Pentacles on the back of that Six of Cups really goes on this quest for knowledge, this journey in order to find out. And because it's a pentacle, this is kind of, this is an earth sign. This is an earth sign that you're moving towards. And you're moving towards this earth sign because you actually see that as being a place of stability. You're going towards something that could actually create this foundation for you of what your life could look like. But it takes a lot of courage, and it takes time. A lot of readers will read this as the slowest moving knight in the deck. And other readers say, oh, that's nonsense. It's not that he's slow, he just takes his time because he does things in this very thorough way. And, this knight is very thorough. They're very honourable. And this could be you, they are somebody that, really lays a lot of importance on doing things the right way. And something in the next few weeks feels like you want to get this right. You want to do things in the right way. And that's going to be really important for you and for somebody else. Okay, then we have this card of Kisses. Why do I feel like you had this before? Okay, so kisses. Kisses are wonderful things when they're done right. They can be this beautiful, intimate connection between you and another. We go through our lives constantly with all these people interacting with us. We download from each other. We rub off on each other. We pick up on each other's energies. But sometimes this basic instinct for connection is something really beautiful that sometimes we miss. So for some of you, it's saying, just go back to the basics. Touching each other, kissing each other, loving each other, understanding how important energetically that is for any relationship or any bond to grow. Okay. It's talking about this unconditional love as well. Us loving another and giving and receiving, and for some of you that feels a bit scary. Feels a little bit frightening because falling in love, after all, is an extremely vulnerable state to be in. Okay, this next card, abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. The Lionsgate portal is all about manifestations. Bringing into reality and this stage of reality of your life that can be wonderful, can be full of gratitude, can be full of bliss. It's asking you to identify and then go and find your bliss. You then have this card of paradise that also came out with the card talking. Communication's big right now. And if you're not communicating, Gemini, then you must. You must start to communicate more in order to find your paradise. This paradise card, it's this idea of this idyllic island, this setting that's warm and safe and, you know, you're in awe of it. You kind of want to take a second and a third and a fourth look. You want to feel the sun on your skin. You want to be in this state of adventure, but it also creates a lot of calm and a lot of beauty in your life. And if this is a person, you know, they're able to shower you in warmth. And at times that is frightening, but, you know, it's a very beautiful thing when somebody loves you and wants to shower you with their inner glow, their inner warmth. It's about relaxing, being playful, creating oneness, you know, expanding your scope and ultimately enjoying each other. This is a time to enjoy each other. And that can be making time to enjoy each other. Is this night moving too slow and not making time for somebody? If that's the case, you need to get out of this energy in this month, Gemini, and just stop. Take a breath. Look around you. See what has shown up for you in life, because actually there's some pretty amazing things. These pentacles are about your reality. They're about your life. They're what you want to create. They're what you want to experience. And yeah, we need to be balanced and make, you know, decisions that take time. I get that. I think that's what you do, actually. I think there's this two sides to you, obviously. We know this, Gemini, with your little twins. There's this fast-moving side of you that wants to just pounce, run on in, experience, have all these things in your life. But then there's this other side of you that then says, as soon as you've identified that, whoa, let me stop. Brakes. So really, I guess it's coming into balance with both those energies in order to do you. Your affirmation card I'm putting out is I am cheerful. So if you've been being a bit of a miserable sod, which I hope you haven't, it's too lovely a month in August. We've got sunshine, we've got, you know, some amazing things. A lot of us are going on holidays, and for some of you that paradise card can be literally taking a break, having a holiday. But it wants you to be cheerful, be upbeat, enjoy the finer things in life, and, you know, really take time to identify what those things are for you, Gemini. Okay, what else can these cards tell us? Okay, so it says, I am a good friend. I spoke a little bit about love earlier, and you know what? One of the most important parts of being in a relationship is being each other's friend. Caring when one feels down, or caring about each other if somebody's worried about something, or, you know, needs us to cheerlead them a little bit. So be a good friend, Gemini. You know, this might mean you need to come out of your own head a little bit in order to give to somebody else. Okay, one more before we go into the latter part of the reading, and I'm going to pull you some angel cards. So what can you tell us? What affirmation is going to be really important for Gemini this month? What do they really need to know? Okay, I am honest and I am truthful. So there's two parts to this affirmation that I want you to be aware of. First of all, I want you to know that this is integrally who you are. You are honest, you are truthful. And that's something to be proud of, you know. Some people struggle with showing their authenticity. You kind of are authentic. It's just in you, Gemini, to be real. You don't really know any other way. That's the first part of the message. The second part of the message is to be able to allow other people to be the same. So, you know, within this honesty and this truth, we have to be able to accept other people's, you know, truths as well as our own. So we need to be able to be open to understand what that is, and we need to be able to listen and pick up on what those people are trying to tell us in order to respond better to it, I guess. You're pretty good at responding to stuff like that though, Gemini. You're a very caring person. The only time that you maybe lose a bit of track, you lose sight of that, is when you're in your own head, and that you're an air sign, so we know that you spend time in your own head, and sometimes too much. But that's okay, because that's where you do some of your best thinking, right? Okay, dear angels, what can my lovely Geminis understand about themselves, their relationships, their loved ones this month? Ooh. Okay. Oh, amazing. So you have three angels that are showing up for you that really would like you to have these messages. I do apologise, my alarm went off then. Alarm bells maybe for you Gemini this month. But it's asking you to find your inner strength. And there's quite a lot of blue in this card. So for me, this is your throat chakra, and this is really about you finding your voice. Finding your voice this month, which again is the opposite to being in your head, because in your voice you need to be more in your body to be able to communicate what's going on. And it's asking you to forgive something and be tender about it. So it's asking you to show tenderness to the people in your life and ultimately to yourself. Being tender is this softness, isn't it? It's this love with understanding. And it's this very sort of sensual energy that maybe you need to kind of bring out a little bit more this month. Forgiveness, you know, that can mean lots of things. I think for most of you, you may know exactly what that is. That might be a real current issue for you. And the angels just want you to know that holding on to stuff from the past, it sometimes serves us when we can learn from it in a positive way. But forgiveness is ultimately something that is about us letting go of energies that kind of bind us to someone or something. And, you know, when we're able to forgive, release, and move forward in some area, we can really start to be present in our lives. So if you've not felt like you've been living every day as it counts, then now's the time to do that, Gemini. There's some experiences that are coming up for you very, very soon that you really need to be aware of. You need to be present for them, because you know what, we get one chance at this and we really have to make it count. Have a wonderful month, Gemini, because you deserve it. Welcome, Libra. Welcome to the astrology part of your spell check for August. It's a bit late going out this month. My apologies for that, but I hope you've been well. And I'm wishing you this fabulous month, this month of the 8/8 Lionsgate portal. It's all about bringing things into reality, manifesting wonderful, wonderful things into our existence. And I hope you have a wonderful month of doing that. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe on the content. And yeah, I'm going to get straight on with your reading. So we're going to use the Rider-Waite cards, and I have given them a huge shuffle. This card just flipped. Giving them a huge shuffle because of all the different readings that I have been doing. Okay, so this first card then, it's the card of Capricorn. So there may be a Capricorn within your environment that this might make sense, or it might just be the energy of. Okay. Couple of cards in reverse. I will get to that in just a second, but let's talk about the devil. Let's talk about this energy. Don't be frightened. It's not always a card to excuse me. It's not always a card to fear. I suddenly feel like I can't speak, and my this happens sometimes as an intuitive reader, that I can't get my words out, and this feels like this might be you, Libra. Are you struggling to communicate? Are you struggling to make decisions? Has this time recently been really hard for you to find your voice? Okay, so then you have this Ace of Swords in reverse. And if ever there was a time that you were finding it hard to speak or have a voice, then this would be it. This is when we conceal, when we keep things to ourselves, we don't communicate. And sometimes that can cause blockages within relationships, within partnerships, at work, and even just for our own personal growth. You know, if we're not seeing really important signs come up for us in our life, then how can we see what's going on, right? And so, yeah, there's a note to somebody out there to say, you know, stop. Stop on this current trajectory, and, you know, shake off some of these chains that you've been holding on to, or you've been bound by, in order to find your voice again and start to let these manifestations flow. You have this Magician card in reverse. This is, you know, there could be hopes, dreams, all these desires under the surface that you just feel are out of reach or you can't quite access. And this next month you're gonna really be self-aware, and you're going to change this. You know, what we want to do coming into September, then maybe we want you to come into your Magician energy. And this Magician energy is feeling that you have the tools within your kit to be effective and to do what you need to feel like you're making progress. I want to come back to this Ace of Swords in reverse. Now in the upright, this is a gift of authenticity, a gift of revealing who you really are. And perhaps you've struggled in doing this. Perhaps you've struggled in showing others who you are. And on some other level, this might just mean that you've been struggling generally. Perhaps you've been going through this phase where you don't feel understood, or you don't even understand yourself, or the thoughts that you have. You're not able to discern people or places or situations in your normal manner. And normally, you like to have this balance of justice, this sense of right and wrong. And perhaps recent events have meant that you've not really understood what's going on or why it's happening. August feels like that's going to pose a lot of questions for you, Libra. And all of these questions are going to be a sequence that is really going to be useful for you, because it's going to lead you to where you need to be in order to find this very much needed clarity in your life. This devil card as well can, you know, on its basic level, be talking about addictions. What things are going on in your life that maybe you felt are unhappy, and maybe you're now identifying them, and that's a really positive thing if you are, because as soon as we sort of like understand ourselves a bit better and can know what those things are that are right under the surface that are maybe preventing us from feeling this more free and happy and decisive energy. Perhaps we need to just identify what those are and weed them out, literally. Addictions aren't necessarily the easiest things to shake, as we know. They're there for a reason. They've presented themselves in our life for a really good reason. And so the undoing of them can be quite the journey. But this journey really wants you to move forward. Start knowing yourself a bit better, Libra. This could mean taking some time out, relaxing a bit more, listening to yourself a bit more effectively. And then we have this card of the Hammer. And it feels like something's knocking at your door, banging, making this noise to bring it to your awareness. Perhaps you're finding out about something, or maybe you're recognizing that you're sabotaging something. We're really in this state in this next month, Libra, of rebuilding something. We're going to be doing something over and over again, and we need to be persistent in order to make it work. We need to work diligently on some area, and the message is to just keep going, keep knocking away at something, because you will get there. You will definitely get there. Okay. This next card, feeling that you are not enough. Maybe that's you, maybe that's somebody else in your life. Maybe you're trying to help somebody else who's going through an addiction, who's going through a difficult time. Maybe you're helping somebody else who you know is being self-sabotaging in this month of August, and you're really kind of trying to guide, support and love them. This is also a need for self-love. You know, I don't know as a reading I've ever taken that I haven't had to speak about this idea of self-love. We shield ourselves sometimes from things when we're frustrated in our relationships, or we don't feel confident. And sometimes our ego presents this sabotage element. And this sabotage element is really something deep within us that says, I'm not enough. And then, you know, as a result of that, all manner of behaviours can come to the surface, where your ego then seeks to try and prove to yourself that you're not enough. Well, see, you know, this always happens to me, and I'm not this, or I'm not that, or this person, I'm not enough for this person, I'm not enough in this job, I'm not enough in this family dynamic. Well, the truth is that that isn't the truth, that isn't your reality, that's what you're energetically agreeing to. And this links to this devil energy again. It's like a blockage. It's like we're blocked in some way, and that can be our programming from our past, of course. You know, maybe our relationships within our family dynamic, or within the love that we've had or lost, can say, well, yeah, you know, this is what happened, this is why this happened, this is because of me. In the month of August, we've now got this Boat card. And on the back of what I just said about that sabotage is that you really need to get on board with something. You need to get on board with some element of positivity in order to start making changes. Unraveling this old story. And going over that story in a really positive way that says, right, what can I take from it that is based in reality, and what can I take from it that is, you know, my conditioning, my past experiences. And you know, when we often go on these journeys, these when a boat or a ship is at sea, they're on the end of quite a lot of very strong elements, aren't they? They can be within the middle of a storm, torrid waters, all these things that are very symbolic of life itself. But ultimately, we can steer this boat to calmer waters. We just have to set sail and start this journey. But we need to kind of understand that with the sunshine and the calm also comes the rain and the storm and the wind. They really want you to know that for this month, Libra. And then we have this girl talk card. So this doesn't have to be gender specific. This is really talking about surrounding yourself by the people that you can talk to and that you are energized by. These important people in our life that make us feel stronger and loved and secure, so that we can develop that as part of who we are, so that we can go out into the world and be our best self, be our most joyful self. I wasn't going to take another one of those cards, but staring at me was this Phoenix card. It feels like in this month of August, Libra, and the start of September, that you need to be the phoenix of the story. The phoenix arises from the ashes. They rejuvenate. This wonderful, amazing spirit can come from nothing and create the most wonderful, beautiful, majestic things in life. And that's saying that you have all of this on offer to you, Libra. You have all this potential to be fabulous, to be wonderful. You just need to understand yourself a little bit better and allow yourself to be you. Allow yourself to be all that you are. And get comfortable with knowing who you are and love that person. Love that person to such an extent that you're able to create more. Okay, we have the heart card. I'm going to leave the reading on this heart card for you because it feels like it's a really big theme for you this month. Connecting with your heart space, connecting with the people you love. Understanding that there's this huge capacity for love within you, Libra, if only you will allow it. This angel wants to sit with you throughout this month. It wants you to look after your heart as well. So for some of you, this is making healthy choices, looking after yourself better. For some, it's, getting exercise, going outside, being, in the elements. Talked about this idea of the sea, didn't we? And Earth's natural resources and elements, and you being sort of in the center of it. And this is really important for our heart space on a physical level and, on an emotional level. Have a wonderful month and be brave enough to allow your heart to tell you the real story of what's really going on for you, Libra. Wishing you light and love. Take care. Hey my beautiful water signs, welcome to the astrology section of my spell check readings. I hope you checked out the collective reading and hope you resonated with that. I hope you can remember to like, share and subscribe to the content. And I hope you're having a good month, Cancer. Hope you are, some of you will have been on holidays, hope you've been enjoying the break. Some of you might be a little bit exasperated by having everybody at home, in the summer months. For those of you that have families, have our children at home, so we spend more time with them, which is a wonderful thing, but can also be fraught with lots going on. and feeling a little bit frazzled maybe by the sun and by the energies. So today we're going to give you a lovely reading in order to try and find out what's going on, guide you in some direction, and maybe rejuvenate you in some way. So let's crack on with the reading. I'm going to be using my Rider-Waite Tarot for you and picking a few cards. We're going to be using angel cards as well. The angels wanted to come into the reading today, and they're very much going to be a part of this for the messages. Right, okay. Cancer, what can we tell you? Oh, okay, well. Right, very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, so I just want to also mention before I get to the cards, when I was shuffling the deck and I was thinking, okay, let's channel some energy for my Cancers for this month, Spirit was saying to me, really, Cancer? Really? You think this is good enough? Now, for some of you, you will know exactly what that means. And for others, maybe not yet. But there's this energy around you at the moment, Cancer, that's like, really? You think this is good enough? And I don't know whether that's about a person or a scenario or certain behaviour that you've been displaying or you've been on the end of, but they wanted you to see it and they wanted you to be aware of it. Okay, so I have 3 cards for you here, and I'm reading by how I'm looking at them. So I normally start here and move this way, but today they want me to start in the middle for you. They want me to give you the message halfway through and then work retrospectively and then go to this potential moving forward card. So have this energy, Cancer, of this is a number 5 of air, 5 of swords. So these are energies or elements of this Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. These are the air signs in the zodiac. And a lot of astrology, you know, is heavily laden, a lot of tarot rather, is heavily laden with astrology. So this card in the middle is a 5 as well, and I can't bypass the fact that it's a 5. 5s are about challenges. So there's some challenge going on for you at the moment, Cancer, that you're kind of working your way through. And it feels like there was some element of not being honest. But not being honest, you know, maybe with yourself regarding something. And I can't help but realise that this person's looking back. And then next to it, we have this Knight of Air. There's a lot of air energy in this reading today, Cancer. Are you up in your head? Have you been really like in a state of everything's been quite heavy and you've been really having to think a lot of things through and readjust how you see things or how you think about things in order to make some headway? So this card, normally in any other position, it does talk about charging forward. But because of the placement of the cards, it feels like you looking back or charging back to something retrospectively, looking to the past in some way, when the cards really want you to start moving forward and not looking back. This, for some people, can also, it might not be a specific memory or experience, but it might be that, you know, you've done something a certain way all of your life and perhaps it's not working out for you. Perhaps you need to change things and move forward with new changes, new decisions, new ideas. That, you know, when we experience new things, it feels like we're a bit of a fish out of water because, you know, as human beings, our basic state, we like to understand. We like to make head and tail of everything we do in our lives. We have this constant thirst to feel prepared. And when we don't feel prepared, or we don't feel like we have all the information, we sort of feel that we're weaker than something, or that is a weakness in itself. The cards want you to know it's not a weakness at this time. It would actually be a strength for you to identify that, you know, maybe there's something you've been doing and you've felt that you've been living under these clouds, and it's time to cut that away from your life, literally with these swords, cutting something out that isn't good for you, making decisions to leave something behind. You know, I spoke about this past energy, and that you could be leaving behind an old way of doing something that you know hasn't kind of panned out, or hasn't worked, or isn't good. This can be, you know, sometimes when we say, but I've always done it like that, you know, I've always done it like that. Well, that's why you're still having the same outcomes, because you're repeating something, duplicating something, doing it over and over and over. And there's good and bad in that. But this feels like this has been negative for you, and it's time to find the yin and yang within yourself. Chariot card, this is the card of Cancer. This is your card showing up for you. And this feels like the prevalent card. This feels like the card to move forward. As we know, the Chariot does move forward, but it moves forward at a pace. And that pace is really important, that we're able to find strength and balance and, you know, make this journey forward a much more comfortable journey than perhaps what we've had in the past. And in order to do that, we've needed to make some tweaks. This card's a very powerful card as well. So, you know, if you are starting something new, and that's what this energy is talking about, and you're leaving something in the past, then, you know, move forward boldly. It's quite a triumphant card. You know, this person in this Chariot moves with speed and agility, but also grace, because they're balanced. They understand the yin and yang within themselves and within others. And all of this knowledge is what makes this movement smoother. Smoother journeys, smoother movement is what the cards want you to experience. In August, Cancer. Good news, right? We don't want to make our journey any harder than it needs to be. Well, some of us do, actually. And maybe that's what that card was, that message was earlier, where they were like, really? Really, Cancer? You want to do that again? Okay. Okay, so let's pull you some Island wellness cards. Wow, just had this exact card in the last reading, and it was talking about going on this new voyage. So whether you're in a boat, you're in a chariot, you're in a car, you're going somewhere new, you're finding your way on a new route, on a new pathway. And yeah, it's come with its lessons. It will come with its lessons. But in this month, they want you to know that it's kind of inevitable. You know, you can get on the chariot, you know, sorry, I can't get my words out. Wow. Oh, really struggling to communicate, Cancer. Okay, so you can get on the chariot by choice, or you can be dragged through the storm on the boat. But you need to make this choice. But the universe want you to know that they're trying to give you what you need at this time. They want you to progress, and they want to move you to this energy of arriving somewhere, moving on. And, you know, accepting closure of something in some way. Okay. So we have this card of not today. And this feels like your energy saying, nope, I'm not ready to go on this journey, not today. And, you know, that's just holding you back. That's just a delay tactic. And like I said, you can delay this hurt. You can avoid conversations or people. You can disrespect yourself by having no boundaries. You can stay angry. All of these things you can do and say, nope, I'm not doing that today. I'm not facing that today. But the universe say that the minute you do start to face these concepts will be when things really start to change for you and change for the better. Okay, I'm going to give you one of my handwritten affirmation cards. Well, maybe one, maybe two, maybe more. I don't know. Let's see. So this is something to really bear in mind for you, Cancer, for this month that you really need to know. Okay. I am strong. I'm capable of going on this journey, this ship to my destiny. I'm capable of navigating myself through this storm, is what they want you to know. Okay, I am on the right path. Wow. You have the chariot, you have the boat, and now we're on the right path. Journeying to somewhere new. New horizons, Cancer. New horizons for you. And it feels like they're very much needed. Okay. Dear angels, could you please give us a card to work with our affirmations, work with our energies, and guide us for this month? Okay, reward. Your journey will be rewarded, but you need to go on that journey first before you can uncover your rewards. A fair few signs had this card, actually. You are being rewarded for something, but you need to do the work in order to uncover those rewards. Stillness. Now, sometimes when I get this card, the angels are saying you need to chill out, you need to rest, and maybe there's an element of that for you, Cancer. But the biggest message from the angels in this stillness is that you have stayed still too long. You have been stationary in life for some of this year, and things are speeding up now, and you either need to get on this journey, get on this train, or be left behind. And angels are saying they don't want you to be in that. They want you to be rewarded, and your rewards are going to come in these beautiful new experiences. Have a wonderful month, Cancer. Sending you lots of love. Welcome, Pisces. Welcome to the SpellCheck astrology section of the reading. I hope you have seen the collective messages already for this month, and I hope you're enjoying those readings. I hope you can remember to like, share and subscribe, because that really helps the channel as well. So Pisces, where are you at? Where's your head at? For some of you, it's in a great place. It feels like some of you've been recharging. You've kind of had that battery on recharge, and you've been trying to chill out a bit, have fun. Some of you would have been on holidays. Some of you, have had some really amazing family time, and you're feeling a bit replenished, ready to move forward for the rest of the year. Okay, so what does August have in store for my little Pisceans? Well, well, well. What can we tell you? Let's use some Rider-Waite cards and see where we're going. Okay. Not really wanted to be in that position. Sometimes the cards do that, by the way. I do read reversals, but sometimes the cards really, they kind of have a bit of a life of their own and they decide exactly how they wish to be read. I'm an intuitive reader, so I pick up on energy and I read what's at the what wants to come to the surface, and they are normally the important messages. Okay, so we have the first card out. We have this Seven of Cups, but it's in reverse. So Pisces, have you felt quite limited in your choices around some area of your life recently? Has it felt like, do I have a choice? They're saying to me, you've maybe not really been able to see those choices though. Perhaps you've been in a state of this illusion. And maybe the fact that there's not that many options open for you right now in life has just been an illusion. Often this card is the card of Scorpio for me, and I nearly read this reading as Scorpio, but they guided me, no, do Pisces next, you're next. So it feels like you've been waiting a long time, you've been putting a lot of work in, you've kind of really resolved yourself to having an outcome of some kind. You've been desiring an outcome. This month is all about manifestations, by the way. We're really looking to create, and you know, in the upright position, this person can see all the things possible that can be created in life. But because yours is in reverse, it feels like the energy leading up to this reading has been that you felt limited. You've been limited in some way, but that's all about to change, by the way. You have this Ace of Cups next. Things are changing. Things are coming forward for you. Perhaps the fact that you felt limited was because there was this one specific thing that was never going to pass you by, that was always going to come for you, but just needed time. And timing is of the essence. I spoke about how these readings were coming out a bit later for you. Well, you know, here's the reason why this came out later for you, Pisces. You kind of, if you're at this reading now, you're at this reading at the right time. And it's about this divine timing and this gift and this proposition. And it's something that's based in being like really good for you and quite joyous. You know, some sort of happiness that wants to come to you or be handed to you, because let's face it, it's not just been handed to you. You know, you've put a lot of work in to get yourself to this stage, Pisces, and now you're really kind of receiving. You know, this hand is giving, but you know, it can also be seen as receiving this cup of emotional fullness, of having the capacity, the fullness, being ready to be ready for something. And this could be in love, and this could be this open heart, receiving this beautiful exchange of love, of emotions, of depth. And this can come about in so many ways. This can be a beautiful connection with another person, or this can be you finding something within yourself or something you love to do. And love is the right word, because whatever this is, it gives you so much. You're elated, you know, you feel full, you feel this need to just gush. Gush. Where did that come from? You want to gush, Pisces, and you've earned the right to gush. I want you to know. And that is really quite an exciting time, or is going to be an exciting time for you. Next, we have another major arcana. So whatever these themes are for you, they're pretty significant. They're pretty big things. If this is a relationship, this is a significant relationship. If this is a new career, this is you making significant moves and changes. And it's really weird that I say moves because, you know, this high priestess, she sits very quietly, surveying, observing, taking everything in. And in this original illustration next to her, you have these two towers. Towers of strength, towers of knowledge, towers of understanding, and, you know, have this black and white, which symbolizes this yin and this yang, and this coming into balance, coming into understanding. We kind of have this image of this crystal ball in the position of the third eye on this high priestess. And this is because she's very wise. And she's become very wise by listening and watching and understanding. And it's very much a card of inaction, which is a really important message for you today, because often you are in action. I'm doing. I'm implementing this. I'm thinking about that. I'm going here. And this is really kind of indicating that this stillness has been very important for you, Pisces, and don't ever forget that. So those quiet times are just as important as those really busy times, those times where, you know, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're going out, we're mixing with this person, we're applying ourselves to some new goal, some new ambition, some new hobby. But it's saying that, you know, we really need this other side to all of that is very still and is very balanced, and is you having you time, alone time, introspective time, where you can really gather your thoughts. Okay, let's pull you some Island Wellness cards, Pisces. Really clear message kind of for you, Pisces, that you got this. You know, you're in control of yourself and stuff that's going on in the month of August, or you will be. If you didn't start out that way, then it's kind of how you're going to close up with this month. Okay. You have this card, the cassette. And this is really about, you know, you've been on this journey and you're coming into this time now where you're understanding old events. You know, this high priestess, she understands everything that's gone on in the past in order to master the present. And cassettes, as we know, some of us will remember cassettes, but a lot of us know that these are very outdated. You know, not many people use cassettes anymore, so this is about shedding something. And this could be outdated thinking, old conditioning, and basically something playing out, a cycle playing out, which is what I spoke about with this new Ace of Cups and this High Priestess. The High Priestess is only too aware that things are transient in our lives, things pass, you know. We experience different things and then we move on. And then we go to the next chapter, and the next, and the next, and the next, and so on. And yeah, there's a really an essence of you moving on to new things, really exciting things. For some of you that are single, perhaps you'll be going on some dates, meeting new people. Perhaps this is what this cup of love is all about. For others, it's kind of about this meeting new people, dating, getting back out there. Getting back out there with a bit more knowledge, this high priestess knowledge of understanding that things are, are changing and are presenting with that change new experiences, exciting new experiences, I might like to add, but new experiences all the same. Okay, I'm going to pick you one of my hand written affirmation cards so that we can know what we need to do in this month of August to move forward. What can we know at this time? I am positive. You are positive, Pisces. You're definitely going to have a positive month in August. It feels like you're going to be in your power and you're going to be making good choices, making pretty good decisions, coming out of this state of limitation. Okay, dear angels, can we give Pisces a card of support and of energy and of love for this month ahead of them? Ta-da! Okay, family. Have this card of family for you, Pisces. And this is really symbolic, whether you have a close family or not, or whether you even interact with a family member. This is talking about creating this sense of belonging to something, someone. And family can look very different for all of us, can't it? Some of us have big families, some of us don't really mix with our family. But we all have this need to belong to something, and that can be belonging to our tribe. And that can be those really wonderful people in our lives that make us feel like us, accept us for all that we are and love us. And Pisces, it feels like you're going to be finding your people this month, connecting to those people, opening up to them and allowing a sense of harmony and safety and security and love. I'm wishing you a wonderful month, Pisces. You're pretty dynamic, to be fair, so you kind of got this. Welcome, Scorpio. Welcome to this month's spell check, and this is the astrology section. So you're the last of my readings, Scorpio, and some might say I've saved the best till last. I would certainly agree with that, being a Scorpio myself. But yes, we are going to do the reading today. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you're listening to the content of the channel. I really appreciate that, by the way. I think Scorpios and water signs in general probably are my biggest audience. And and maybe my most loyal audience as well. So let's get on with your reading. So I'm going to be using some tarot, some island wellness, and a bit of angel energy, I think, for today's reading. I'm going to do something a little bit different with your reading, Scorpio. I'm going to start off with these island wellness cards, because I kind of started off with tarot for everybody else, but you do like to be different, as we know, and I am going to start with these cards in specific for you. Okay, what can we tell our beautiful Scorpios for the next coming month? What needs to resonate? What needs to plant the seed of thought in my Scorpios for this month? Okay. First two cards, Healing Heart and Girl with a Snake. Okay, I'm an intuitive reader, so even for whatever it says on the card, I also get a bit of a very clear message about what you need to know, what I need to deliver in these readings. So let's go to the Healing Heart first. So Healing Heart, yeah, we know you've been through some stuff recently. It's like really big energies you've been experiencing. It feels as if your complete and utter life and existence has been all up in the air. the last few months. Perhaps there's been parts of you that have come to the surface that you didn't even really know were still there or still needed to be healed. And there are areas where new experiences have triggered you again, with old patterns. So, you know, there's been a little bit of fear around my Scorpio babies recently. And you've just sort of felt like very out of your normal head space. So thinking and having fears and thoughts about things from the past, or, you know, new circumstances and this triggering that I spoke about. It's really like you've been experiencing things that have just been really kind of taking you back maybe to your inner child and making you relive certain things. You've kind of felt like you'd not known yourself a little bit recently. But the reason you've had that energy of not knowing yourself is because, you know, this healing is quite deep, and you are very deep anyway, Scorpios, as we know. But this healing that you've been going through is really, it's felt very odd to you, is the way I would explain it. And it's been a sequence of events where you've not felt in control, or you've not really understood. There's maybe been some anxiety and some concerns about why you're doing things, how you're doing things, and how in control of these things you've felt, or not, as the case may be. Perhaps you felt there's been a lot going on and you don't really feel that you've had the skills to navigate yourself through them in the best ways. Of course, that's not reality. That's just how you've been feeling. So it's this feeling of powerlessness. Powerlessness. And that's not something you feel that often, because you are quite a powerful sign. You're quite a headstrong sign, and you kind of have this inner courage that just keeps going even when, you know, you've been served up absolute shit. You find a way to be optimistic and change things up and work around the obstacles. But these obstacles have felt like quite big, I think, recently for you. Girl with a snake. A lot of this will have been also because a lot of you are empaths. So you've been picking up on a lot of other people's energy as well, but just, you know, not realising it. Or maybe you have realised it because you've got certain people around you that, again, have been triggering these energies. It talks about this empath and narcissistic paradigm. And that's this fix between trying to please and then being selfish. Or being surrounded by selfish people that don't give, and you feeling like all you ever do is give and love and support. And, you know, where is my payoff in all this? When do I come out with these energies around me, loving and supporting me? It sort of feels like you've been wanting that and not receiving it. It's also having like to do work on your boundaries. You know, how much are you enabling other people to treat you this way? How much are you living your existence based on what you think other people have said about you in the past or thought about you, or the fact that they haven't shown up for you? Perhaps you've been deceived or let down or betrayed, and it's like all these emotions have been coming back to the surface because you've been feeling that sort of powerful energy. Okay, the dragonfly. This has come up for several people, and this is this coming into a period of more light, more radiance, wanting to shed the light on lots of different areas of your life, I guess, or look for the light. You know, these cards are very dark cards, aren't they? These black cards, and I feel like there's been a little bit of darkness around you recently with this fear energy, but we're really starting to come out of it. The dragonfly within us is wanting to search and, you know, only look for light, and turning our back on the dark and understanding that, yeah, we might need both of those things, but, you know, there's just not been enough light recently, and we need to start creating that for ourselves. Okay, Sword and the Rose. So this is about truth, clarity, having revelations. It's about having solidarity with certain people and, you know, protecting yourself, protecting your own power, your energy force. Have you been doing that? Have you been around energy vampires that you've been enabling or allowing to take your power? Time to start to regain that, Scorpio. We need to regain our power because we are powerful beings, as we know. We're capable of transformation, you know, heightened sexuality and feelings and great depth. And this is something we need to recreate. Stop holding on to old storylines, or perhaps, you know, our idea of how well we're doing in the world, our financial state, or, you know, how we feel our life is currently going. Do we feel we've been positive? Do we feel like we've made headway? And I think we've been holding on to what we thought we wanted for a long time, and maybe we're going to be having this energy in the next few weeks where we have to find a way to let go of these paradigms that I spoke about. We need to find a way of letting go of this dynamic, you know, looking for all the wrong things in all the wrong places. And then we have your card, the Scorpio card, the Tower card. Time to get rid of stuff, I feel. Somebody else had this card, and I did say a very similar thing because it was a similar energy. Time to let go, rebuild, and understand that that is a necessary thing for us to do. This perception that we're not being successful in some area of our life, or worrying about how we're doing in something. Perhaps this is your job and you've been worried about, you know, is this the right thing for me? Am I doing well? Do I like this environment? Do I like these people? I've been feeling this in a similar way, in terms of I've been doing a lot of very new things, starting a lot of new connections. And, you know, this is about this transformation I talked about, your scorpionic energy. And it's shedding, you know, that girl with a snake. I also thought of this as shedding, evolving, changing, and growing. And the Tower card is saying that the universe wants to support that growth, wants to support some new behaviours that you need to adapt. And some of you are already implementing those new patterns, those new thought processes, and you're just being very present. I feel like you are being very present, Scorpio. You're living in the moment a little bit more. And you're also understanding that this energy can also be when we're trying to do too many things, and we're not coming from the right place. So of course if the foundation isn't right, our energy is just going to be zapped from us, and all sorts of chaos and nightmarish behaviour can ensue as a result of that, you know, kind of not being in the best balanced place in the beginning. But it's going to be exciting. We're going to change. We're going to transform. You know, if you've had some shit weeks or some difficult months, it's all for a reason, and it's set to change. Two of Cups. Divine connection. This can be divine connections with people also. When I spoke about, you know, this mixing in new circles, And perhaps these new circles are something that you need to do. It's sort of not really a choice. But at the bottom of it, there's this connection that I feel is coming in for you, and it's probably coming in as a result of this Tower. Some of you will have ended relationships, or perhaps long-term ones, and be going forward into something new. And I'm not saying that's rushing into anything, because perhaps this was going on for a while and you didn't act as quickly as you should, and it's kind of like burnt down to nothing now, and it's time to rebuild. And this rebuilding can be your idea of new connections, new love, new experiences. But it's almost with this soulmate energy that is offering the truth. This Queen of Swords, she's very strong and assertive, but kind of in a kind and loving way. She offers up advice. This could be somebody in an air sign, a strong female energy around you, or if this is a masculine, it's somebody that can temper their masculinity and have balance, and, you know, give that loving, nurturing side of them as well. And this person is sort of guiding in a very noble way. This is a very honest and truthful individual that is now moving forward with you, guiding you, hoping to bring about something very new and very open for you, accessible. Someone very accessible, very inclusive, that would like to share nice experiences with you, form nice bonds, and make things a much nicer experience. Okay, what affirmation card can I give my Scorpios? I am honest and truthful. This card has come up quite a lot for a lot of other signs. So this 8-8 portal that I've been speaking about with Lionsgate, this is opening up to create something very new, and in doing so, it kind of gives you this more feeling of being in alignment with yourself. So whatever these experiences are that are new, or these new connections, you know, you feel that it's part of the right community for you, or the right people. You can be yourself, you can open up, you can be authentic. You know, these people are very real, and so are you. This is why it works so well together. Okay, and then we have this card, I am abundant, but they're saying to me, you must believe this. You must believe that you're abundant. We're all abundant in so many ways. You know, it's very easy to see the Tower as a negative, but you know, somebody with an abundant mindset would see the Tower as a really wonderful opportunity to start over and to open themselves up to new experiences. So being abundant, welcoming honesty and truth, and those type of energies into your life is going to be really important for you in this coming month, Scorpio. Okay, angels, what can you tell Scorpio? Wow. Scorpio, there is something coming for you that is part of your destiny. The angels of destiny are giving you a heads up. There's some knowledge coming to you. It's really important knowledge, and it's something that is going to help you thrive. It's something that's going to help you flourish. This knowledge that you're going to have, this information about yourself and where you're going. And it's also this knowledge and life experience within you that you are going to be able to hand down to other people and share with other people. That's going to be very important for you this month. The angel of strength. Well, aren't you just a breath of fresh air to see angel of strength? Because quite frankly, we've needed some strength of late. We've needed something to bolster up our stores, our resources, in order to keep going. Scorpio, has been a really tricky year for you, I know. There has been a lot to deal with. A lot of big, life-changing themes that's kind of brought about new perspective. And this is good perspective. This is this is going to stand you in good stead for 2023. Stuff that's gone on this year, and it's going to be like pretty important for you. Be strong, my little Scorpios. It is in your nature to be anyway, but sometimes when you're a very, very strong person, it's really hard to be emotional. It's really hard to be vulnerable or to let your emotions out. And these angels are saying that this year's been it's been a very raw year in the sense that you've had to strip back who you thought you were. You've had to, deal with some very big concepts, and your heart space has been, it's felt empty for a little bit of time, but it's not empty, and the things that you feel that have left you have not left you. The things that love you and care and were essential to your existence, they will always be around you, always be around you. So please don't feel that you're alone, and know that you have so much spiritual guidance right now. These angels, you have 3 of these big angels around you, sort of guiding, whispering in your ear, telling you information when you need to hear it, telling you that if you need to open your heart and release something and be sad, they're going to catch you. But whatever is coming up for you, and there's going to be some event that feels very destiny based. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the month. See you soon.